They're all over the place. Get them. They're so close.
I got one.
Don't get cocky, kid.
But it's a Pod Bros exclusive. What's up, everybody? My name is Richard.
And I am the Cucumber King, Shawn.
And we're speaking the language of romance. Do not introduce yourself as the Cucumber King, because that could have a whole bunch of different connotations.
I don't know if you... This was interesting, Richard. So back in the day, I had an awesome nickname in college.
Really?
It was the Cucumber King.
No, it wasn't. and if it was, like, you went to the wrong parties, good sir.
Well, you tell that to the ladies, like, oh, he must be, pretty well endowed. But really, it's because I'd always stick cucumbers in my ass for laughs.
Mm-hmm. And you got them.
Everybody, look at me. Will you accept me? Will you accept me as your friends now?
They were pity laughs, but laughs all the same. I'll take what I can get.
My mom was so proud. I was like, yeah, all the people laugh at parties when I'm there.
Watch, he'll get sad and shove a cucumber up his ass.
Oh, why does this cucumber taste so shitty?
Oh,
that's why you throw them away. You only do that like 3 times before you realize your problem.
When you insert it 3 times, or
No.
you eat it after 3 times?
You eat it after 3 times.
Gross.
Don't judge me.
You're gross.
So I was wanting to see if anybody had snuck any pictures of me from college, because I was the Cucumber King, right? So I did some research to see if there was any other Cucumber Kings out there in the world. And Richard, I found it's not a long story.
And it directed you to some very, very racy websites.
Oh, yeah. I don't think those were pictures of me. It's debatable.
But they were all princes. They were cucumber princes by comparison.
There's only one Cucumber King, and he sits right here.
On this cucumber.
Woo! The trick is you ice them up first.
Yeah?
Brings the blood sugar down a little bit.
Oof.
Keeps you cool, keeps you comfortable. I mean, it's hot right now. It's summertime.
Yeah, it is.
That's where the expression "cool as a cucumber" came from. That's not where it came from, Shawn. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it's because somebody stuck a frozen cucumber in the...
That's what Mom always told me.
Pookie Bear, you do whatever you want. Okay. What are you doing with that cucumber?
No, not that. I mean, I said anything you want, but sweetie, you don't.
John, you're going to have the talk with him.
I've been waiting for this day. Oh, Laura, I knew it would come.
Shawn, you're adopted. What? No, actually, you're not, but I wish you were.
Shawn, you're adopted. What? No, not that talk, the other talk. Oh, forget what I just said.
So this directed me to a very interesting story. Again, it's not a long story, but I'm pretty sure we can make a lot of fun stories with this. So, Richard, back in the day, there was a king, and this is a pagan dynasty in Burma.
Ooh, Burma. You know it as Myanmar, but it'll always be Burma to me.
This is early Burma, 934, I believe, AD. Yeah, because it used to be BC, which was before Christ, but people didn't like that. So now
they do BCE.
Because it's like before Common Era, and C is common, right? Like, that's how they distinguish it.
I think. It used to be BC and AD. That's the way I learned it in school. And now I don't know. Now I don't know what it is.
I remember that because they like made that change like right when I was in like middle school or high school, because it always was like BC, before Christ. Like, okay, it makes sense. Jesus was born on year 0. It's like Batman year 0.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we should do. So everything before 1940.
Anything before 1987. That was when Batman was on the big screen. Yeah, so that always threw me off because like BC, it's before Christ. Like, no. And AD was like some Latin word, wasn't it?
And call it BB, before Batman.
Before Batman. After Batman. AB.
So 2,000 years before Batman. You want to talk about, okay, going off on a weird tangent, you want to talk about like weird changes in school. Okay, I was in 4th grade, and this was the worst. Like 4th grade was fine when it came to learning stuff until we got to geography. Because when I was in 4th grade, this was the year 1989. That's when the teacher pulled down a map of the world and said, "You see this big thing that says USSR? Yeah, that's not there anymore. Instead, you have Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan." It broke your brain when you were in 4th grade. Geography was terrible.
Yeah, well, try being, so the school I went to was pretty small. So, they didn't it's like, well, we don't want to invest in all these maps because there's probably going to be another war and it's going to split up even more. So just leave that there. Being in 1996 and they still have the USSR maps. And they wonder why Americans don't know where Kazakhstan is.
Because textbooks are expensive.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, my God. And then you get to college. Oof.
Yeah, well, in college, they make you pay for it. And that's another thing. So going on an even weirder tangent. So, you go into college, you buy a book for $650.
Yeah.
You walk into class, teacher doesn't even have you open the textbooks once, and you go back to sell it, and the bookstore's like, "Oh, we'll give you a nickel for it."
Yeah, because next year they've moved on to the 8th edition, and you have the 7th. Your books. Your book is completely meaningless.
We're pretty sure that the professor's not going to want to use the 7th edition. They'll want the 8th.
Yeah, because they fixed some grammar errors on page 87.
They missed a space. That's actually the only page they edited. It's pretty. You'd think to save you kids some money, they would go and edit the whole thing. Maybe release these every 4 to 5 years, or when big things happen. But nah,
nope.
They just do it every year.
Every year. That's why your book is worth $2.
So but hey, you're gonna get this $350 degree. That's the charge for the paper. Your degree's a lot more expensive than that.
Oh my God, so much more.
And then we'll send you on your way, and good luck finding a job.
Aw. Adulting's hard.
It is. Adulting's hard. All right, so let's go. Let's look back at the Cucumber King.
Yes, let's.
So this is the Pagan dynasty in Burma in the year 934 to 956 is when this guy ruled. You're going to have to help me with the pronunciation of this. It's Theinhko. Thainko?
Thainko? T-H-E. Yeah. Hengo?
We'll call him T-Ho.
Yeah.
T-Ho. We'll call him T-Ho.
King T-Ho.
So T-Ho is the king of this Burma pagan dynasty.
Ooh.
And
King T-Ho. Like Terrell Owens.
Yeah. Well, it's T-Ho. T-Ho. T-H-O.
Titty hard on?
Yeah. It's cold because he's got the cucumber up his butt.
Yeah, but it's not that cold. It's Burma.
Where is Burma?
It's like Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia. Okay.
You probably don't know because you were looking at an old map.
Yeah, I was getting my map out from grade school. It doesn't have Asia.
You know what? But it probably did say Burma on it.
Yeah, probably.
Not Myanmar.
So this guy, he's living the life. He is the king of this pagan, and you've mentioned it. Like, what's the movie where they have the orgy that you always talk about? You always mention it a lot.
Caligula?
Yeah, Caligula. Is that the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, Conan.
Conan.
The barbarian.
Because he's pagan in that movie, right?
Well, or
are they all pagan?
Yeah, because they all worship their own gods. There's no Christian god in the land of Conan. They're all a bunch of heathens. That's why they can have orgies. That's
where I was trying to get to. So this is the pagan dynasty. So surely he's getting touch all over the place, right? He wakes up. Oh, I'm T-H-O, and guess what titty hard on going on? And he walks down, and there's just an orgy right there in his palace.
Oh, if I had a nickel.
He's got to step over all the bodies mingled like snakes in a cave. He's like, man, just one day it'd be nice to be able to just walk right into, oh, look, I haven't seen her in a while. And he just does his thing.
Every time I walk outside, there's an orgy going on. Orgies all over the place.
You ever get tired of it? T-H-O? God, no. It's amazing.
No, it's an orgy in my front yard.
I mean, it wears me out and I sleep really well, but, other than that, sometimes you forget to eat. That's the worst thing that can happen.
Oh, my God, yes. And then, nobody wants to cook because everybody's tired because they just had an orgy.
Yeah, well, the problem is 4 or 5 of us go to the kitchen like, good Lord, we got to... Or I don't know what's a good pagan lord to say, because you wouldn't say good lord. Good pagan lord, whatever that would be.
Paganism just refers to like ancient gods. Polytheism, like many
multiple gods. Yeah.
So they're like the Greeks.
Yeah.
In a way.
But he wouldn't say good lord, I don't think, would he?
No, he'd say like ye gods.
Ye gods. So he's like, ye gods, we're so hungry. So he's like, all right, you. He points out a couple, like 5 or 6 people. Let's go to the kitchen and get some grub. We'll make some food. Well,
but we're tired.
We'll tell some stories, and they walk in, and it's like, all right, well, hand me that banana. Girl grabs the banana. All right, well, hand me that cucumber. Grabs the cucumber. It's like, you know what I could go for right now? And they're all like, sex. I'm like, yeah. Orgy in the kitchen.
See, this is what happens when all your produce is phallic.
All the good foods look like penises.
That's true. At least to me. Is that weird? It feels weird.
No, I think that's pretty known. I mean, like brats, corn dogs.
Oh, corn dogs.
Cucumbers.
I
don't like
zucchini.
Zucchini.
Squash.
Yeah.
Like yellow squash. Butternut squash.
And he's even got butter and nut in it.
At least it does when I'm done.
Wife walks in the kitchen like, oh, I could take a bite of that. No, don't. Okay, do it. Let me see what happens here.
Woo! Now smile.
What do you mean I have to sleep on the couch?
Worth it.
So can you answer this for me? So I'm just kind of looking at THO's profile here. The King of Pagan was his title. It says he was born in Common Era 919, so 919 year 919.
Okay, so this is almost 1,000 years before the birth of 8-pound 6-ounce baby Jesus.
No, this is 919 years after.
Oh, okay.
This is Common Era.
Oh, okay. See, I'm already confused.
And it mentions that he is Saturday born. Is there any? Do you know what that means at all?
I have no idea what that means. So if you're born on a Saturday, then that's special?
I don't know. It's what it just in parentheses says Saturday born.
Ooh, Saturday born.
I mean, I can understand like now. It's just like, oh, damn it. If your little brother was born that day, it's like, oh, damn it. I wanted to watch cartoons.
Yeah.
Damn Saturday born child.
I hate Saturday born children.
THO, I hate you. One day I will be king of Saturday and ruin your birthday.
Yeah, that's how the plague started. Like, first we'll kill all the Saturday born.
I don't understand why. Because they ruined my cartoons.
Yeah.
What's a cartoon? Kill that man.
He was probably born on Saturday.
So THO, he's got a beautiful wife at home. Probably beautiful wives, I'd assume. Or at least a beautiful wife and beautiful side wives. I don't know. Would you call them side wives?
I don't know. Do they have the term side hoe in 900 Common Era?
I think it was just Common Era relations at that point.
Yeah.
So THO, he's like, all right, I'm tired of the booty. I'm tired of all these orgies. I want to go on a hunt.
Okay, I'm tired of all these orgies, said no man ever.
Well, I mean, said no man ever because he's not having daily orgies. This is THO. He's having daily orgies. He's like, I got to get away from this.
I'm so tired.
I haven't seen my wife in like 6 years because, every time
I don't even know what she looks like anymore. I think she's in the orgy. I'm not sure.
Every time I try to make it back to our bedroom, you go past the orgy room. It's like, well, aren't all the rooms orgy rooms? He's like, yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Take your pants off.
Impromptu orgy. Yay.
So THO's like, all right, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go on a hunting trip. We're just going to take the guys. Because last time we took a hunting trip and we brought some women with us, you know what happened?
Had an orgy.
We didn't even make it out of the castle, the palace.
Nope.
We got to the entranceway. It's like, man, it is a beautiful, warm day. I need to take my shirt off. I need to take my shirt off.
And that's how it starts.
And cue the music. That's my porno orgy music.
I don't know. It was 900 Common Era, so I'm sure they had like more primitive instruments. They had like didgeridoos. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was their porn music. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's kind of hot. I'm gonna make that a ringtone. So THO, he's like, all right, we're going on a hunting trip, boys. We're doing a brocation, boys. This is what we're gonna do. No women. No women.
We're like, how can we have an orgy with no women? Ah, check this out.
And Steve is like, wait, is he? Listen, I don't want to say anything, but last time I was in an orgy with THO, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was a girl. I'm pretty sure it was him that put his thumb in my you know what.
Yeah.
And Greg is like, in your cucumber hole?
That's where the cucumbers go.
It's like, is this his way to like get us all out alone and be like, oh, we're so lonely. Service your king.
Pick me the best cucumbers in the land.
Gross. So THO somehow talks all these guys into it. Not into the orgy, but into a hunting trip.
Okay.
So they go out, they go on this hunting trip, and
what are they looking for? Or do you know?
It doesn't say. I don't know.
Okay.
What would you hunt for in Asia? I mean, probably some kind of like
tigers.
Did they have tigers? Well, I mean, they did, but would they hunt? Would they hunt tigers? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe. Let's say it is. It's a manly tiger hunt.
I bet they are, because then they drink tiger blood and they're like, tiger blood fuels me for orgies. They just cover their heads in it.
Well, that's how you would. I mean, just like any kind of like nowadays, if you want to try and talk your buddies into just a bro night out, like you can't be like, oh, let's just come over to my place. We'll play some cards. This is like, all right, well, there's no chicks there. Like a bunch of single dudes. Like you and I'd be like, hey, let's go play cards. You're like, can we play strip poker? Sure, Richard.
What about strip go fish? I don't know poker.
Oh, I fold again, Shawn. Here goes my shirt. It's like I haven't even dealt yet. Oh, there goes my pants too. Ante up, Shawn.
What is this giant bowl here? Is that tiger blood? Why do we have tiger blood here?
Just drink it, Shawn. Just drink it. That's my cucumber king. So like, he's probably, the guys are like, they have all this, awesomeness going on at their palace. Like they're getting served food whenever they want it, whenever they can take a break from these orgies. And all of a sudden your king is like, no, we're going on a hunting trip. He's like, we're going to go hunt ground squirrels. And Steve and Greg are like, I don't really want to hunt any wooded rats. Like, do you see Samantha over there and Caitlin? Yeah. Guess what? This guy is gonna go over there.
You know what I'm hunting? I'm hunting for beaver.
Burma beaver.
Yeah.
Teacher's like, I don't get it. It's like, man, that's why you're king. So that's how he would sell it. He's like, no, listen, we're gonna go into the woods and we're gonna hunt tigers.
Yeah, and be men.
And Greg's kind of had some issues, getting it on with the ladies.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe he had like a war injury, so he's a little shy. So he's at the orgies.
Maybe he got bit by a tiger.
Oh,
okay,
maybe
bit
yeah.
him, and so he's a little shy about it. Like he has traumatic experiences about it.
And that hurts him in the bedroom.
He never uses tiger blood during the orgies because they're like, here comes the tiger. Like they bring him out a big bowl, like two people, or like one person has it on their head, and they're like, doing that thing where they like it sways back and forth. Here comes the tiger blood, and Greg's like, no.
What happened to him? Oh well, he got attacked by a tiger one day when he was in the woods. So Greg doesn't like to talk about this, but one time, he didn't want to participate in the orgy. He wanted a little self time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So he goes out in the woods to have a little self time, and he gets attacked by a tiger. And ever since then, can't get a boner. It's the weirdest thing, really. I think it's just mental. I told him to go talk to a therapist. There's a guy named Socrates he could talk to or read his books, or I don't even know if he's fucking alive anymore. I don't know. I'm too busy having orgies.
Socrates. Okay, number one, it's Socrates. And number two, he's in Greece. And number three, that was like 2,000 years before now.
Greece, Asia, it's all Greek to me, Richard.
Oh, apparently not. Because in Greece, it's Socrates. So great.
So THO is trying to get these guys to go on this hunting trip. And, it's like, all right, listen, guess what, Greg? We're going to get your balls back.
That's right.
We're going to go out. We're going to find a tiger. You're going to kill that tiger.
With your bare hands.
Bare hands. We'll give you a knife, too, so you can stab the shit out of it.
Yeah, fuck that tiger. I mean, don't fuck that tiger, but fuck that tiger.
I mean, you can, whatever. It's, it's okay in this time and age. Nobody
What
judges.
happens on the hunting trip stays on the hunting trip, Greg.
Hey, so I'm going to bring some cucumbers with us. And if they happen to end up someplace not quite comfortable, I'm not going to tell anybody.
You keep your mouth shut, Greg.
I'm King Greg. Don't fuck this up for me.
This is
Take
our
your pants
time.
off.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, Greg, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go find a tiger. You're going to kill it. And then you know what you're going to have? You're going to have tiger penis soup.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? There was a time, Greg, I don't like to talk about this.
You know what we season the tiger blood soup with? Cucumbers.
Well, THO, while he's got like his tiger robe on, because he's trying to get Greg prepped, because Greg's a little nervous.
Of course he is.
Because it's like, oh shit, is that tiger? It's like, no, I'm your king. He's like, oh, this is creepy.
No, stop it. I'm a person.
So THO's like, listen, Greg, I don't like to talk about this, but there was a time when I had boner problems.
I don't want to talk about it, Greg.
Greg, if you tell anybody, I swear to God, I will take this cucumber and beat the shit out of you with it.
This is hunting trip secrecy kind of stuff, Greg.
So, Greg, I had an issue with boners. And you know what I did, Greg? I killed this tiger. You see this tiger robe I have right now? This is the tiger I killed.
Yeah.
There's like hundreds of them out there.
And then I wore it. Because fuck you. Fuck that tiger. That's why.
And then Greg, you know what I had? I had tiger penis soup. It's good. It's not bad. Honestly, I'd eat it again.
Put it right in the middle.
What you do, so you don't eat the whole thing at once. That's weird. Don't look at me like that, Greg. That's weird.
And for God's sake, don't slurp.
You cut it up and you throw in some cucumbers. Little what's the little onions called?
Shallots or shallots.
Throw little shallots in there. Yeah, it's amazing. Little garlic. It's delicious.
Amazing.
And you know what happened after that, Greg? I found my manhood. That's what we're going to do for you, Greg.
It was in that bowl, Greg. My manhood was in that bowl. And I got it back.
I went out a king who had boner problems. I came back with a king with a cucumber problem.
I left a man, and I came back a man with a cucumber in his ass, Greg. And that could be you. You could be that man.
I don't know if I want to be that man, King. Who's your king here?
You want to be that man. I'm your king. You're going to be that man. Bend over.
Basically, Greg, I'm really bored, and I want to see you eat penis soup. So that's what's going to happen.
And I'm going to shove cucumber up your ass. Now hold still. Deep breath.
Greg, two options. You can eat tiger penis soup or your penis soup. What would you rather have?
Let me tell you what I'm going to have, whatever you're not having.
This seems like a lose-lose situation, King.
Well, for you.
That's why it's good to be king, Greg. That's a saying I just made up. Wait, can I kill the tiger first?
Nope, deep breath.
So THO and his group of men, they go out on this hunting trip. And I guess he got separated from them, and he was exhausted and thirsty.
The king gets separated?
Yeah, the king gets separated. So, it's like Greg and Steve are like, oh shit, I think there's a line over there. And THO, the king, is like, oh my God, these flowers are so beautiful.
No, that's not what happened. I'll tell you what happened is they went out in the woods, and then Greg and Steve are like, if we fall asleep, I think he's going to shove cucumbers in our ass. Like, fuck this guy. And they ditched him. They ditched him on the hunting trip because they didn't want to get cucumber raped.
It's like, listen, last night when we were around the fire, we had a good meal. He brought out that drink that I passed out right after I drank it.
So sleepy.
I'm pretty sure he was sleeping on the opposite side of the fire with clothes on. But when I woke up, he was behind me naked, snuggling.
Yeah. I didn't know what to do because he's the king.
At first, I was like, oh my God, is that a cucumber? And he whispered in my ear, no, it's not.
Shh, I'm the king. What happens on the hunting trip stays on the hunting trip, Greg. It's like Brokeback Mountain with vegetables.
Maybe this is where Brokeback Mountain came from.
Maybe it is. It's like a parable.
So the Cucumber King, yeah.
the story of men going on trips and putting the objects up each other's asses. It's a story that's told throughout the ages.
So the Cucumber King, so like you said, it says that he was exhausted and thirsty, and it sounds like he kind of like wandered off or somehow got separated. But in your situation, the people left him.
Yeah, they ditched him.
Maybe they were early environmentalists. Like, listen, I don't want to kill any tigers.
They knew what was going down. That's what happened.
It's like, I want to go back to Burma and snuggle up with some of those ladies.
Yeah, the king's gone. So we got first pick. We got dibs. If we go back to Orgy Town, we got dibs. First pick.
And maybe there's this too. So like we talked a little bit earlier, the king hasn't even seen the queen for years. He doesn't even know what she looks like because he's been down getting touched from all the other ones.
Greg's like, I know what she looks like. She's pretty hot.
Yeah, so Greg and Steve are like, listen, we're going to go back and tell the queen that the king's dead. That'll make her happy. That'll make her day.
And then we can have an orgy about it.
Yeah. I don't think she'll have an orgy with us because she's very repulsed by me. But maybe she'll watch.
The king told her the cucumber story.
I told her it's not true, but she didn't believe it. Because she pulled out a cucumber and I kind of like salivated a little bit. It wasn't because it was sexy. It's because I was starving.
Yeah. No, it was a little sexy. And I have to show it. It's like a Pavlovian response now.
So the king is wandering around and he stumbles across this farm. And I've heard this, I guess, but maybe in this time it was more common knowledge. You know, if you are thirsty and exhausted, cucumbers have a ton of water in it.
Like cactus or cacti?
Like you can't drink it, but they're very juicy vegetables. So I think you can get hydrated from eating them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like tomatoes, I think, are kind of similar. I think they're the kind of foods that you can survive off of for a decent amount of time because you're getting hydrated while you eat it. And you're getting some nutrients.
So he shows up on the farm and he's like, I'm king. I'll just, be like, bring me cucumbers.
Yeah, well, there's nobody around. He's like, well, this is technically my land, right? I'm king.
Not technically. This is my land. This is king's land. This is THO land.
And he's like, oh, my God, those cucumbers right there, those are probably the greatest looking cucumbers I've ever seen. They're long and like just perfectly shaped. Like he touches them, is like, oh, they're like, oh man, those are the ripest. Like, oh, I gotta eat one right now.
You are very vividly describing these cucumbers.
It's imagination, Richard. Come on, play along.
Oh,
And they had like a bump and a ridge, like just right. It started at the top and went all the way to the base.
Oh my God. Oh, please tell me we're still talking about cucumbers.
So THO, he, like I say, he's starving, exhausted. He's probably a little bit beside himself. Takes that cucumber, takes a big old bite, eats the whole thing, right?
Nom, 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 cucumber.
No one around. He's like, oh my God, that was delicious. All of a sudden, Richard, I'll probably butcher this name, but I'll spell it first. It's Nyaung, Nyung, Sawrahan. Sauron.
Sauron.
You'll call him Sauron.
He's the Dark Lord.
So Sauron, who, if we want to keep this in perspective, was born in 924, and he is Wednesday born.
In the land of Mordor.
So Sauron...
Of course, evil is always born on a Wednesday.
So Sauron walks out and sees this random dude just eating his cucumber.
Yeah, I bet he's pissed.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, my fucking cucumbers. Get out my shit.
I guess he'd probably have a sword, maybe. He has a sword of Sauron.
Yeah.
Probably just like a stick that's sharpened at the point.
Give me the cucumbers. Is this all the cucumbers? Yes. Is it? No.
There's some in my stomach because I ate it. I was so hungry.
And there's one more.
Well, you keep that one, but and then Sauron. Then Sauron stabs him in the gut and is like, but I'm taking these back. Pulls out his sword.
So he stabbed him?
Yeah, well, he killed him.
Sauron
killed the king, yeah.
Oh my God.
So THO's like, I am the king of Burma. And Sauron's like, I don't fucking care. You ate my cucumber.
I don't care.
You know what this land is? Not your land. This land is my land.
It's
This
Sauron
land's not
land.
Sauron land. It's not the king's land. It's Sauron's land. I like to sing songs that I make up in my head.
And it's okay, cause it's my land.
Oh,
Stab.
shoot, he's dead. You should have listened to the rest of my song.
Yeah. So Wednesday killed Saturday.
Yeah, which is pretty much how every week goes.
Doesn't it always?
You know, like you're all pumped for the weekend, and what happens? Wednesday's a shitty day.
Yeah.
It ruins the rest of your week.
Yeah, you're just pissed off.
So what happens usually when somebody is it usurped? Usurped? USURPED.
Usurped.
What typically happens when somebody tries to usurp a king?
It depends. Sometimes they do it. And it sounds like Sauron did it.
Yeah, well, he stabbed the king. Sometimes they
He
win,
stabbed
right?
him. He said, fuck you, those are my cucumbers.
You kill the king, you become the king, right?
Yeah.
And maybe in some instances, you kill the king and the king has a son. And he's like, well, I'm going to kill you because I want to be king because it's good to be king.
Yeah, like the Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah, well, I don't remember any parts of Riddick where there was like king stab. Oh, yeah.
Well, not kings, but he was made ruler because he killed the lead, the head of the oh shit, what were they called? The Necrons?
Something like that, yeah. Because he realized that they fast forward in time, so he stabbed where they were going, not where they were.
Yeah, and so when he killed him, then he was made Lord Marshal.
Ooh, just a quick thought on Vin Diesel. Did you see the Triple X trailer?
I haven't.
Dude's fucking okay. So he's snow skiing down a jungle, which is badass in itself, and then he's riding a dirt bike on the ocean. Fucking Triple X.
Oh my
man.
god! I haven't. I might. This might seem bad, but I haven't watched the Triple X movies.
I've only seen the first. I saw the first one in theaters.
I liked Vin Diesel in the Riddick movies. I liked him in Pitch Black. I kind of like the Chronicles of Riddick. I like the fact that those are kind of his movies. Like that series is kind of his baby.
Yeah. Well, I've never told anybody this, Richard. So I told you I went and saw Triple X in theaters, right? I've never told anybody this, Richard, but I got cucumbered in that theater.
Oh, well, I'm glad I didn't go then.
I went by myself. Aw.
Apparently, you weren't alone.
I went through a weird X Games phase, Richard. I can't help it.
I see.
So Sauron kills the king, right?
Okay.
And this usually, whenever you kill whenever like a king, I guess, gets killed, throughout history, usually there's chaos. If there's sons fighting over the throne. I mean, we've seen Game of Thrones. Like, it gets crazy, right? Everybody wants that throne.
Yeah, it's like there's a power vacuum.
So I guess apparently when this got back to the queen, she's like, oh, so this cucumber?
She's like, wait a minute, I was married? Oh,
yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm queen? That's crazy. That's interesting. So this guy that killed the king, they call him the cucumber guy? Why do they call him the cucumber? I know why they called my husband the cucumber guy.
I think I met him at an orgy once.
It was like, oh god, there's the cucumber guy.
How do you know he's the cucumber guy? Just look behind him. Oh, there it is.
So yeah, the king was because it was like, oh yeah, interesting. But this guy, everybody talks a little different. It's like, that's the cucumber king. She freshens up a little bit. And apparently when all this, so they reach out. I don't know who reached out to him. Maybe he just came as like, listen, I'm king now, and I want to be called the Cucumber King.
Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
And that's who accepted. So Sauron is accepted as king by the queen, and she did that to prevent unrest in the kingdom.
Really? So the dude. Okay, so wait a minute. So Sauron stabs the king, and then shows up at the palace, and he's like, I killed the king. He's like, look at me, I am the king now. And the queen's like, yeah, all right.
I don't know if he did. I don't know if he actually went to become king. He's just like, listen, I killed this guy. I wanted to bring him in because he stole my cucumber. Like, oh shit, wow, that's King T-Ho. This guy's the king?
Oh, he's like, that's the king? And they're like, yeah, so you killed him, so you're king now. He's like, wait a minute, I'm king now? Is that how this works?
He's like, I mean, he ate a cucumber. I won't tell you what he did with the other cucumber because I'm a religious man.
Yeah.
I like to keep those things under wrap. What happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. I'm single right now. I'm actually a virgin.
I know he's dead. You know how I know he's dead? Because the last thing somebody does before they die is evacuate their bowels. And there was like 5 cucumbers that shot out of his ass.
It was disgusting. Because I wish pants were invented at this time, but they're not. There's just the flaps. So it's just kind of like shooting off bottle rockets. I've been to China. I know what bottle rockets look like. You guys probably haven't because you've just been here in Burma.
Boop.
Boop, boop, but it wasn't like the part. And usually fireworks are beautiful. This was not beautiful. Not at all.
This was not beautiful. This was the complete opposite of beautiful. This was a man shitting cucumbers.
There was a moment when this guy came and ate. Because, listen, I live by myself. What I do with these cucumbers is I jar them up. I put them with vinegar. They're delicious. I think I'm going to sell them. I'm trying to figure out a good name. And Lord Pickles walks by.
Who's that? Oh, that's Lord Dill. Huh.
What's his wife's maiden name? Pickles. It's weird.
He's like, so Lord Dill, he's super old, and he does the same thing as the king and shove the cucumbers up his ass, but he's old, and the cucumbers have been up there for so long that they've pickled.
Richard, there's a line. I think you might have crossed it.
We're talking about a man that shoves cucumbers up his ass. Allegedly.
Yeah, we better be careful because I think someone from THO's family may come after us.
Yeah, right. My great-great-great-grandfather was an honorable man.
He would never shove a cucumber up his butt. It's like, show me the proof.
Yeah. Well, why'd they call him the Cucumber King? Well, never you mind.
So Sauron shows up. He's like, listen, I want to bring this guy to court because he stole my he stole my cucumbers. And like, oh shit, that's the king. Like, call the queen. The king is dead. Like, where's the queen? We know where the queen is because it's all over this place. Orgies all over.
Yeah.
So she comes out and she's like, oh, like you said, it's like, oh shit, I was married? I'm queen? Oh, I forgot all about that. I was too busy. Like, who are you, sir? It's like, well, my name is Sauron, and I killed this guy because he was stealing my cucumbers. It's like, oh, wow, that's she whispers in his ear, like, listen, that's the king.
Who is that guy? And they're like, that's the king. That's your husband, your highness.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody, my new king, the cucumber king, right there. Yeah. All hail the cucumber king.
May his reign be just. Or let's hope it. No, because he's dead. Let's hope his reign was just.
Let's relish in his victory. Is relish made of cucumbers?
Oh, I see what you did there. Huh? Relish?
It was a stretch. I don't know if relish is made from cucumbers. I'd assume so.
It is. It's made from pickles.
Woohoo!
Good job. I'm proud of you. That was good.
Yeah. I don't want to mustard all over myself, but
okay, no,
I'll catch up with you later.
Wow, you just snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Great job.
Ah, damn it. So this guy is he's just a farmer protecting his crops. And now he has this beautiful goddess of a queen is like, you are my king. Like, this is like every dude's dream, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, is it every kid's dream to kill a man that shows up in your yard and starts eating out of your garden?
Don't you have that? I mean, back in this time, I'm sure everybody was like, I need to like protect my land. This is my land. These are my cucumbers.
This is my land. These are my cucumbers.
Please don't stick them where you were sticking them, because I don't want you to degrade my cucumbers anymore.
And then I'll kill you and I'll be the king.
Everybody! So, yeah, I mean, like, he's protecting his land, he's protecting his food, and, you know, he's doing the right thing. He's like, all right, listen, I'm not going to, like, hide this body or use it as fertilizer, because that's just weird, because I'm an honorable man. I'm an honorable pagan man.
Yeah.
Born on a Wednesday. You know who doesn't lie? People born Wednesday born. Wednesday born people do not lie.
Wednesday born?
Yeah.
It's like the Ironborn.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, Sauron was Wednesday born. He's like, but you know who lies? The lying shit eaters. Those are the Saturday born people.
Yeah, fuck those Saturday born. I'm Wednesday born. Our day will never die.
You know what you do on Saturdays? You watch cartoons. They're not invented yet. One day you will. I'm actually a time traveler.
Yeah, just watch.
Cucumber King, you've like gone all across different genres. I don't know if you can do that. Can you do that? Can you go across that many genres? Judges? Oh, it's a podcast. You can? Okay, cool.
We did it!
All right, we got Game of Thrones, Back to the Future. What other references can we get here? Let's get it going, writers. Do it. Deadline's at 3 o'clock, guys. Let's do it for the bromance boys.
And that's when Darth Vader showed up.
And scene. All right, everybody, good night.
I'm looking for the Cucumber King.
It was like 1,000 cucumbers cried at once.
So he shows up and he's like, hey, I killed this guy. He was in my garden.
There's a king in the garden.
And they're like, I killed this guy. He's in my garden. And they're like, holy shit, that's the king. So now you're the king.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. It's like, this is like every dude, like he's defended his land. And he's brought him in. It's like, well, maybe this dude's a criminal. I mean, he looks pretty shady. I mean, what dude does that with cucumbers? I don't know. And so this beautiful woman like comes down those steps, right? Like you're thinking like some like huge palace.
Yeah, and there's like violins playing.
Yeah, well, because he walks into Burma dragging this guy. He's like, hey, I got a criminal here who was stealing my cucumbers. And the dude at the gate's like,
hang on a minute.
Yeah, 1 second. He's like, yeah. He goes to talk to his manager. It's like, so there's a guy at the gate with a dead body. His manager's like, so tell him to pitch it with the other ones. Yeah, about that. You know, King T-Ho. Oh God, is he coming? You
Sort of.
probably don't have to worry about him anymore because I think this guy just killed him. So his manager walks out and sees like, oh, yeah, he doesn't say it out loud. He thinks that there's like, oh, that's King T-Ho. It's like, I don't want to deal with this problem because that's a shit. You know how much paperwork you have to deal with a dead king?
I could only imagine.
Well, I mean, I like back in this time they had those tablets. So no matter how much paperwork it was a lot because you had to chisel it.
Yeah, because it's like cuneiform.
Yeah. So, and then if you have there's no spell check. So if you misspell something, you got to do the whole damn thing over again.
You just smash the tablet over your knee.
Yeah. I bring you these 15, 10 commandments.
Mel Brooks joke.
Yeah, we're just crossing off these pop culture references.
So good.
World record coming up. So, let's see. So the manager's like, hey, listen, what's your name? He's like, Sauron. Oh, that's a great name. They'll write a book about you someday. It's like, all right, Sauron, this is what you're going to do. You see that big building way up there? He's like, the one that looks like a palace? Yes.
Yes, that one.
Go there and just show whoever you see there this body, and they'll take care of you. It's like, all right, whatever. And that's when he drags the body.
He shows up, and he's like, I've killed the king. And they're like, we need proof. And he holds up a bloody cucumber.
That's proof enough for me. So he shows up, and the soldiers there at the thing is like, listen, I found this thief stealing my cucumbers, so I killed him, and I wanted to bring him here because I'm sure he may have family or something, and they may want to bury him or put him on trial. He's dead, so I don't know why you put him on trial, but it's early days and times, and we're weird as hell, so I'm sure there's some crazy thing you want to do.
Yeah, we have orgies, so, I mean, I can only imagine what the criminal justice system is like.
And then he's like, oh, God, you guys aren't going to put him in the orgy, are you? I mean, he's dead. That's weird.
That's weird. Super
like, necrophilia is where I draw the line.
Yeah.
Guy can't even get a boner, for God's sakes.
Accepting a cucumber is one thing.
So the queen comes down. He's like, oh, my. And this is what Sauron sees. Like, oh, my God. I mean, because, I just had a weird thought of, like, this is early time, so she'd have, like, hairy legs and hairy pits. But let's ignore that thought for a moment.
Yeah, let's.
Long, flowing blonde hair from her pits.
Ooh.
So she comes walking down the steps, and she's like, "Oh shit, you just killed the king." And she's smart. She's like, "Okay, Burma without a king will just not survive. It will not survive." And so she comes down, and the guy, Sauron's like, "Oh shit, what's going on? Like, why is this beautiful woman coming to me?"
Yeah.
And she grabs his hands like, "You have killed the king. You are now my king." She holds his hand up all, winter boxing style and declares,
holds his hand up. It's the circle of life.
and she's like, "I present to you your new king, the Cucumber King."
Yeah, she gets her thumb wet with a cucumber and draws a line across his face. Cucumber.
When you yada, when you wanna bada. And Richard, that is how he became the Cucumber King.
Well, all right.
So there's not much story about that. I guess they actually made this into a fairy tale.
Really?
There's three different versions of it.
The fairy tale of the Cucumber King?
It's the Burmese fairy tale, The Princess Thudhamsarya. Thudhammasria.
Okay.
Which if we look at that, there's nothing. So basically, yeah, I'm guessing that's, I don't know, a warning tale to young people of cucumbers, maybe.
Yeah.
It's actually got some history in Cambodia. There's two different
people in Burma have weird fairy tales.
Yeah.
So this king shows up in this guy's yard. The guy kills him, and then he's the king. The end. Now go to sleep.
Basically, yeah. It's like, listen, if you kill somebody stealing your cucumbers, you might be king.
And that's the moral of the story.
But Sauron, unfortunately, just to kind of tidy up his history, he was overthrown by Kunhashsa Kayunghapui. Kunhyungpui. Kunhsaw.
Kunhyungpui. Number one super guy. Kunhyungpui. Because they went on a hunting trip, and then he was in somebody else's garden. And he's like, "Oh, I went out like I came in."
Yeah, there's not really much of a story for this dude. He was Sunday born. So apparently, if you're born on a Wednesday, Saturday, or Sunday, it doesn't end well for you because he was assassinated, I think, by his queen, how it sounds. So Kunhyungpui was assassinated by his queen.
So Wednesday killed Saturday, but Sunday killed Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sunday's always like, you get up Sunday morning, you're like, "Oh, I slept in so good." You're like,
and then he got a case of the Mondays and died.
And then Wednesday comes. And then Thursday, we're in love.
No, Friday.
Oh.
Friday, I'm in love.
Damn it.
Know your cure.
It's penicillin. Oh, shit. That's so funny. But, I mean, so, I wish they talked more about Sauron, because really it is the fact that he killed T-Ho. It seems accidentally. I can't see how he would known. And he comes back, and you get a queen. I mean, the only time I've ever had a queen come at me unexpectedly is maybe like in a poker game. Like, no queen. Like, in how many lifetimes, Richard, would you say a queen just shows up and basically declares you a king, declares you her husband?
How many times has that happened in my life?
Yeah, I mean, the odds of it. I know one story.
It's happened twice, but once didn't really count because I found out she wasn't a queen. Well, she was, but she was in drag.
She was a king in disguise.
Yeah.
And that's where I got the idea for the movie The Crying Game.
Oh. That was a short story, but it was short but sweet. And like I said, like that's in terms of like a bedtime story that, like a Burmese, like a Myanmar father tells his Myanmar daughter, like, the daughter's like, "Dad, tell me a story." "Well, I'm going to tell you the story of the Cucumber King. There was once a king, and he was called the Cucumber King. He went to a garden, ate some food. The farmer killed him, and the farmer was made king. The end."
Well, I'm trying to think of moral, because usually whenever there's fairy tales, there's morals. So it's like, you
don't eat cucumbers that don't belong to you. Well,
basically, or, I mean, if somebody's on your property, if you kill them, you become king. There's a lot of bad ideas in this fairy tale.
So it's a fairy tale. What's the moral of the story? Stay out of my yard.
I mean, that is when I saw this, it really stood out to me, like the Onion Knight, Cucumber King. Like, it's a very odd name. Like there's is it Great Britain where the Lionheart King? Is it? I don't know if it was King Henry or who it was, but he's like the Lionheart.
King Richard.
Oh my God! Everything's got to be Richard with you.
I'm just saying that's who it is. It's King Richard the Lionheart.
Oh, it's a big manly name, so it has to be King Richard.
That's his name. It's not my. You brought it up. You know what? You stepped in the mine. It's not my fault that I'm the one that set it off.
I'm sure since it's the Cucumber King, since it's not manly, it's probably his name was Shawn. I'm just saying.
I bet it was. You know what? It probably was.
It's Sauron, Richard. Have you not been paying attention?
Guy shoves cucumbers up his ass. I'm guessing the king's name was Shawn. I'm going to tell you a story. There was once a king named Shawn. He shoved cucumbers up his ass, and somebody killed him. The end.
Have you been looking at my new website, Richard?
You know what?
Maybe I have. CucumberKing.com. I've never looked up that website, so please do so at your own risk. If it's not available, we're going to buy it, and it's going to redirect to languageofbromance.com.
Ooh. Hang on. Let me just log into my GoDaddy and...
it's taken. Weird. Huh. Surely it's safe for
work. See
what
that looks like.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good, I mean, like he says, he's got a good name, the Cucumber King. It really caught my fancy. I always think about these times, because, to become the ruler, you would usurped, the king, right? To become the king, you have to kill the king. And it sounds like this guy kind of did it accidentally.
Yeah, pretty much. Not kinda. He did it accidentally.
And what's kind of even like, and this time, and I could be wrong, like this is just me thinking out loud more than anything. Like, didn't you really like not want like somebody else's previous wife? Like, if you were to become,
I mean, hey, this is 900 AD. Like, a woman's a woman.
She's like,
and she's widowed now, so.
I just didn't know if maybe that her being the previous queen would be bad, because it sounds like they married and got hooked up. She's like, "You are my king." He's like, "All right, well, I guess you're my queen."
Yeah, now we can do it.
I haven't been with a woman in 47 years. Like, wow, you don't look that old. I'm not. I can't count.
Yeah.
Can I touch your boobies? Well, at least he's more romantic than the last king.
So what's the moral of the story here? Let's I guess it's up to me.
Well, no. Oh, so before your Richard's closing thoughts, because it's King Richard, King Lionheart.
Oh, well, you said it, not me.
So, to me, the moral of the story is to not peer pressure your friends into doing things they don't want to, because you know what? If King T-Ho didn't push Greg and Salmon to go tiger hunting, he would have been with his queen or in the variety of events going on at the palace. Instead,
that's true.
He pushed his buddies into doing something they didn't want to. He peer pressured them, and then he got lost. And instead of just asking for directions like all men don't want to do, Richard, I think you can think of this. Last time we went on a trip together, I was like, "We're lost," and you're like, "Here, eat this cucumber."
I said, "Eat it."
Ask for directions and don't steal people's stuff, and you can live a long, happy life.
Yeah, there you go.
So, Richard, what are your closing thoughts on this Cucumber King-esque episode?
I guess, the moral of the story is if you're going to eat somebody's cucumbers, ask permission first. And you know what? I think that's a good metaphor, huh? I think we can all agree. If you're gonna mess with somebody else's cucumber, ask permission first. Otherwise, you end up dead, and somebody's banging your wife. The end.
You're gonna write to your congressman and be like, "This should be a warning on every pickle jar." All right, well, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Visit our website. We're at languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter at languageofbro. Email us at eatthebeaver@languageofbromance.com. Like us on Facebook, subscribe, and leave a review on Google Play Music, iTunes, and Stitcher.
And don't forget to check us out on the Pod Bros Network.
The best podcast site on the internet where we will never, ever steal somebody else's cucumber.
No, we wouldn't. And we wouldn't do that in general.
And if you want to join King Richard, the Lionheart's LOB Army, go to our Patreon account. It's www.patreon.com/languageofbromance. We have a ton of awesome options out there for you. It's super cheap. I mean, it's like you can donate once if you want, or you can give a monthly recurring amount. It's like less than 25 cents a week. 25 cents an episode.
That's amazing.
We are so close to our second goal on that as well. So we want to thank everybody that's already helped us donate.
It's so awesome.
All right. Well, is there anything else before I close her out?
No, let's close this book.
All right. Well, that's all the bromance we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver.
Or eat the cucumber.
Oh,
no,
man.
not that cucumber.
That's my special cucumber. That's King Richard's cucumber.
Ooh.